we're gonna say all praises be to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Makakodash. And then we're gonna say double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone.
Double honors.
And shalom to the sincere, you know, elect to the truth of faith and sincerity. You know, just a quick in transit open forum, and you know what I mean. You know, we're gonna just go in the scriptures, man. Go in the spirit. You know, obviously this past week was Hanukkah, you know, which is a very powerful story, man, of how our forefathers, you know, had to deal with trials, tribulations, and persecutions, man. But how they also moved in faith, you know, like, you know, there's so it's powerful, man. You know, when you read that whole story with the Maccabees brothers and their battles and their wars, man. But you know what I find very powerful to start off with. If we can read the speech with the father Maccabee gave to his sons to like be a fervent, basically, you know, because we're coming into that time too of persecution, where our back's about to be against the wall, man, right? Whereby the only way that we can like endure to the end and stay firm is if the Lord put the Spirit, you know what I mean, upon us too. So let's read that. That's First Maccabees, what, 2, innit?
Yeah, I haven't read it before.
Yeah, it basically says just type in flame and Daniel, and then it'll come up. You know, flame and Daniel.
Nope.
Type in
Daniel's
yeah, it's in the Apocrypha. First, I think it's First Maccabees 2. First Maccabees chapter 2.
Yeah. So this is First Maccabees 2 from
start where it says when he drew near to die, basically he gathered his sons.
Yeah.
Basically. You know, because amen, like as the scripture says, he that endureth unto the end, man, the same shall be saved, man. You know, through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom of heaven, man. So, you know, that's why if you got certain camps trying to push that spirit of everything gonna be just sweet and easy, and then after we're just gonna get beamed up, nah, man. You know, the scripture says, you know, that he have chosen us to be a soldier.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, bro, go on.
I'll start from, because the point that you wanted, that's near the end of the story.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to start from this is First Maccabees 2 from, I mean, it's listing the different sons or different people. It says verse 61, unless you wanted me to read a bit about Daniel.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want you to read into it.
Yeah. So
when he starts his speech.
Yeah. So this is First Maccabees 2 and 49. Okay, that's what it is. Now when the time drew near that Mattathias should die, he said unto his sons, now hath pride and rebuke gotten strength, and the time of destruction and the wrath of indignation.
Yeah, so basically that time essentially was their time of trouble, man. Where you know for them Greeks, Antiochus and certain kind of characters, whereby Jake was under intense persecution, and you even had certain of our own people that took deals, man.
Yep.
You know, to like be a part of that, you know, Greek kind of lifestyle, man. You know, and it's like we're about to enter into that time of trouble too, whereas the scripture says we shall be hated of all men for his namesakes. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, so it goes on to say, now therefore, my sons, be ye zealous for the law and give your lives for the covenant of your fathers.
Yeah, and that's something that's us brothers and us apostles and that, well, the apostles and elders and down, and brothers, us brothers always speak about, right? Of what, you know, girding up our loins, you know, of basically counting that cost, man. You know, that, you know what, this path of righteousness comes with, I mean, adversity, man. You know, and before it gets better, things about to get worse, man.
Yep.
Like, remember, the scripture says in John 16 that the time is going to come where us being killed going to seem like doing
service.
God's service, man. All right, go ahead.
This is Luke 14, and I'll read from 27,
Yeah.
a bit further down.
Yeah.
It says, and whosoever doth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple.
Yeah, so that's why, like, anytime you have them kind of Israelite camps coming in, like, bro, there's some guys that are like, we're just gonna be just teaching and getting married, being, you know, teaching and being worldly, and they just get beamed up like everything's good. No, man. Remember the great stories of miracles and of salvation. It came in moments of intense adversity. You know what I mean? It's like that's where his name was magnified, in his great salvation, man.
That's it.
You know, like stories that we read about, they're like, yo, that was like, for example, them 7 brothers in Maccabees, how they just stood firm throughout it all. They're like, look, man, I ain't bowing, we ain't bowing. Like, that story really, why was they able to go that far of just standing firm to the end? Because one, they had faith in the name of the Lord, and the Lord put the Spirit upon them to not break. You know? Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, because ultimately it's the Lord that puts that Spirit in you.
Yeah.
Right? Because when it comes to this ultimate test, right, the Lord's already got that Spirit in the men that are going to go through what it is that they're going to go through.
Yeah.
Right? But the people whom the Lord doesn't want saved, they're going to fall. Right? They're going to take that MOTB and they're going to die. You know?
Yeah.
Verse, so it's Luke 14:28. For which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it?
Yeah.
Lest haply after he hath laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him,
That's
saying,
right. Yeah.
this man began to build and was not able to finish.
Yeah, so really the only ones that are going to be able to finish are those that have been chosen from the foundation to stay in this, to endure unto the end. That's why it's always important for us to pray, you know, for the Lord to give us the Spirit to endure, man.
Yeah.
You know, because really, you're like, good speeches and trying to sound deep and all that don't matter. It's really about the Spirit of the Lord upon you, man.
That's right.
And making you just stay in this and stick it out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what it kind of touched on in Jeremiah, was it 9?
Yeah.
You know, about the things that different men can, you know, glory in. But ultimately, he's just glorying in Yahweh Shem Shai, man.
Yeah.
Everything else doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay, like the brother's going into, because you want to talk about great orators. Hey, you get Jake and the Walker, magnificent orators.
Yeah.
I remember Morgan Freeman. He did a nature documentary. That was satisfying to listen to as hell.
Yeah.
You know, had that voice. It's like, oh, okay, he's talking nonsense, of course, but still, right?
Shit, well, even Louis Farrakhan.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I remember before I was in the faith like that, and when I was still learning, I saw his videos in it. I said, man, this guy, like, the way he speaks, man, you be like, rah. Yeah. Guess what?
Must be a man.
He must be a man of the Lord, but then you realize he's not.
That's it.
All right, so let's carry on the Maccabees, bro.
Yeah. This is back in Maccabees 2:51. It says, call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time. So ye shall receive great honor and an everlasting name.
Yeah. So it says, call to your mind what acts our fathers did, and that's what makes me think about whatsoever everything was written aforetime. It's written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort in the scriptures, right? See, the comforter is what? the scriptures and the spirit that comes with the book, man. Right? You know when the Lord stops with your mind, to opens it up, man. And it's like, hey, man, in that time, right? Because remember, there's certain spirits that gonna get their heads taken off for this truth. You just know in that time that your Lord gonna put a spirit upon him to obviously speak as it says and bear just comforting scriptures, like just come into their mind, man.
Well, look at the case of Stephen.
Yeah.
Right. With the end of that story, he was just basically saying he was ready. He was like, it is what it is, man.
Well, the scripture says Stephen's face transformed to that. Of an angel, like his countenance got bright, man. Yeah. He was so in his zone, man.
He was in a spirit.
He saw the Lord on the right hand of the Most High, which proves that they're two different kind of entities. Yeah. But that's common. That's powerful, man.
Yeah. And then also you have the account with the 7 brothers. Right, he said no, neither regarded the pains.
Yeah, come on, bro. Like that can't be. I just did some push-ups and I don't feel pain, bro. That's like I'm in the zone.
That's it.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
So goes on, First Maccabees 2 and 52. Was not Abraham found faithful in temptation, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness?
Mm-hmm.
Says Joseph, in the time of his distress, kept the commandment and was made Lord of Egypt.
Yeah.
Right, and if I can touch on that, kept the commandment, because let's be real, right? What was easy for him to do in that moment? He could have laid down with Potiphar's wife.
Yeah.
But what would that have done when he said it? He said, not lawfully, by the way, just as if I'm speaking in this carnal sense.
Yeah.
Right, but he chose rather to suffer and not sin against the Most High, as he says. He says, I will not do this and sin against the Most High. Right? He chose basically to suffer and not please the flesh.
Yep.
Right? And to go through hardship for the name of the Lord and for the laws of the Lord.
Yep.
Right? And that's much like what we're going to be coming into in these last days, when Esau's going to say, man, hey man, just take this device.
Yeah.
Take it, please the flesh.
Yep.
It's easy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because you know what's interesting, bro? To sow to the flesh is easy, but to like sow to the spirit, you know what I mean, it's harder.
That's it.
That's why the Apostle Paul spoke about the war within his members.
That's it.
Like even from a carnal standpoint, like it's easy to just stay home and not go gym.
Yeah.
Obviously that's still
eat the cakes.
That's still like a physical thing.
Yeah.
But as in it take, like in that moment, it would take internal strength and fortitude to be like, nah, man, I'm not trying to feel comfortable. But spiritually, it's even harder than that.
Yeah. That's
The
it.
spirit is willing, the flesh is weak.
That's right. So it goes on to say, verse 54, 1 Maccabees 2:54, says, Phinehas, our father, in being zealous and fervent, obtained the covenant of an everlasting priesthood.
Yeah.
It says, Joshua, for fulfilling the word, was made a judge in Israel. It says, Caleb, for bearing witness before the congregation, received the heritage of the land. David, for being merciful, possessed the throne of an everlasting kingdom. Yep. Elias, for being zealous and fervent for the law, was taken up into heaven. Ananias, Azarias, and Misael, by believing, were saved out of the flame.
Yeah, I mean, and bro, like that story is Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, right? Which are the Babylonian names. Like, bro, they was literally comforted in the furnace of affliction. Like the Lord was literally with them in the furnace of affliction, and that was their time of trouble, right? Where it seemed like there was no way, but in that the Lord was able to make a way for them to be saved out of that. And their story is a story, you know what I mean, a hope like unto us, unto this day, that you know what, if you stand strong and fervent and faithful, the Lord will make a way for us. And you know that obviously the plantation anti-Christians, but there's that that song that they always say, God will make a way when there seems to be no way.
Yeah.
And that's real though. Obviously they don't really understand the Lord, but that concept is real, bro. The power in which we serve, like, and that's something important as well to understand. This ain't Esau's movie. Like, Esau doesn't control anything, and it's the Lord who seals the instruction. You know.
I got what you were saying. It says Matthew 28:20. It says, teaching them to observe all things that I've commanded you, and lo, I'm with you always, even until the end of the world. Amen.
Speaking of, bro.
Yeah, because the Bible was speaking about, because with the account of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, right? It says that it said based one like unto roughly paraphrasing, one like unto the Son of Man, basically was seen in the midst of them whilst the fire was going on. So basically one like unto the Son of Man was basically in that city, and that was when you think about now how Shah is with us, man. Right? Maybe not in the flesh, but certainly with us in the spirit. Okay, and we believe that. Right? So back in Maccabees, First Maccabees 2 and 61, and thus consider, 60, says Daniel for his innocency was delivered from the mouth of lions.
And just think about it. Remember as well, we are reading from a different point in the book of Habakkuk. No, what's that one in pocket from?
Bell and the Three Dragons?
Yeah. Bell and the Dragon.
Oh, so I was mixing up the three song of the three holy children. Okay.
But we basically read in that story that he got fed in the den. He actually ate food in the lion's den. That's the power in which we serve, man. And those lions got starved out.
Exactly.
They got starved. They got fed extra than normal, and then starved out.
Fatten them up.
Yep. But guess what? The Lord still made a way.
That's it. Because as Baba said earlier on, this ain't, we said in that case wasn't Esau in power, but just in terms of this ain't the story of the carnal man. Right?
Well, it's true, because do you remember in that story, the king said to Daniel, and who is your power that will come and save you, basically. He tried to also mock. And then the Lord had to show him, man, look, it's the Most High that ruler for the kingdom.
He was basically saying, watch this.
Exactly.
And that's the power we serve, man. And in these last days, that understanding and that belief is going to be critical. Right? Because once again, those that don't believe in what is written, right? Brother quoted it earlier on, things that were written aforetime were written for our learning. Those that don't believe in those things, they gon' fall. They gon' see to Esau's power, right? They gon' see what this great temptation that is going to befall the earth. Just not the scripture say, lo, it is even the time of Jacob's trouble. But then what does it say? But lo, he shall be saved out of it. Right? Because the Lord is going to put the spirit of the elect to endure these things. Okay.
Carry on, bro.
Verse 62 says, fear not then. So like 61 says, and thus consider ye throughout all ages.
All ages.
Yep.
So isn't this that age as well? Right? Good.
I'll finish this and I'll
what are you gonna get?
Wisdom. Sirach 2:10. But it says, and thus consider ye throughout all ages that none that have put their trust in him shall be overcome.
Yeah, and guess what, man? Even if you die for this truth, it doesn't mean you've been overcome. Because the scripture says, precious in the sight of the Lord is a death of the saints. Because dying for this truth is a great sweet smell to the Lord. A great kind of sacrifice.
Sirach 2:10, look at the generations of old, and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him?
Yeah, so whom did he ever despise that called upon him? So that's why as well, it's important to teach that name and exalt those names. That's why when you got dudes saying that, we don't know his name. But one dude said saying his name is a disrespect. What are you talking about, man? Like, what are you actually talking about? That don't even make sense. That makes no sense at all, bro. Oh yeah, if you call on his name, it's a disrespect to him. How? The Lord loves his name being praised.
That's it.
And glorified, man.
Yeah, I mean, well, when you think about one of the precepts I love, right, is in Ezekiel 36 chapter. The Lord's like, look, man, I ain't even saving you for you.
Yeah.
I'm saving you for my holy name's sake.
Yeah.
Right? So that's one of the things that we then therefore have to do, is to pronounce who's going to do this a great destruction, right? Because once again, when all is said and done, people are going to be like, yo, who said this was going to happen?
Yeah.
It weren't the Muslims.
Yeah.
It weren't the Christians. It weren't even all the so-called Israelites. It was them people that referenced Yahweh and Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly how they said it was going to play out is exactly how it played out.
Yeah, and guess what? If you serve a God, right, you have to declare who he is.
Yep.
Like a Muslim says, this is my God. I mean, a Hindu says, this is my God. So us, as Israelites, we have to declare who our power is. There ain't no just, you know when Jake try and use their brain, obviously, like at home, your father, you don't call him by his first name. You call him dad, right? No, bro, that's such a weak argument.
Yeah, but even then, because even I'm trying to think whether like what our culture would have been in our ancient customs and stuff like that. Yeah. But even regardless of that, that's mad.
He told Moses what to say.
Yeah,
that's it.
Even then, but that's mad. What did the Lord say in Isaiah? It says, "My ways are not your ways.
Yeah.
My thoughts are higher than your thoughts." The Lord said, "Call him by his name."
Call him by his name.
Call him by his name.
Yeah, exactly, man.
All right. Carrying on.
Yep.
Verse 62 says, "Fear not then the words of a sinful man,
yep,
for his glory shall be dung and worms."
Yeah, so that's Esau, man. Which that obviously happened back then, but the same thing's about to happen now. Because you might have brothers in certain concentration camps and stuff saying, yeah, if you don't take the chip, I'm gonna do this and that's gonna happen to you. This is gonna happen to you. But you know what? The counsel of the Lord, that's the one that's going to stand. Mm-hmm. And guess what? If he's chosen us to just persevere and make it, and miracles to happen, then that's exactly what's going to happen. Because people sometimes like to focus on what Esau can do.
Who gave him
what if he
power?
does that? Exactly.
Right.
The Lord did.
So then when you think about Isaiah 54:16, what does it say? It's the Most High that created the smith that brought the coals in the fire.
Yeah.
Right, when you go all the way back, right, who gave Esau the spirit to make all of those weapons anyway? Right, it was Yahweh Shai. Yeah. Right, if you can receive it as Isaac, look, man, I'm gonna bless you with this sword, and how he has used it.
Yep.
Okay, but these are all ultimately instruments of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Yep.
Okay. Verse 63 says, "Today he shall be lifted up, and tomorrow he shall not be found, because he is returned into his dust, and his thought is come to nothing."
Yep.
Verse 64 says, "Wherefore ye, my sons, be valiant and show yourselves men in the behalf of the Lord, for by it shall ye obtain glory." Yeah,
and spiritually, we're about to go through the same time of trouble, man, the same time of persecution, where it's about to be difficult, right? Like Esau's about to make lies. Remember, even at camp was talking about that, how he's got these tools with his artificial intelligence, bro. Like now, they're actually making full-on like screenplays of like Trump and Putin in the car. With Kim Jong-un,
Yeah.
just driving in traffic, and it looks real as shit.
So then what then are they gonna do for us? Against us, rather.
Exactly.
So continuing on, it says, verse 65.
Yeah.
It says, and behold, I know that your brother Simon is a man of counsel. Give ear unto him always, he shall be a father unto you. It says, as for and our modern day fathers, if you will, our modern day parents are the apostles. And they be laying down, they do, don't do this.
Give us counsel.
Give us counsel.
Give us advice,
Advice and everything. So it says, and so basically showing that, the Most High can set men up over other men.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's Jake that got a problem with that.
Exactly.
With our rank and order. Oh, no, why? It's kind of like the same story with Moses. Well, the Lord ain't just dealing with you, Moses, and then the Lord has to show him, no, brother, there's levels to this.
There's levels to this. So the scripture says, let all things be done decently and in order. Right? The Lord loves order. Right? Because in fact, look at this world. This is a world wherein disorder has ruled. And it's a mess. It's disgusting. It is genuinely disgusting. When you sit down and really think about what is going on in this world.
Yeah.
Even from how people eat. Let's not even to get to how the sexual relations are. It's all a mess. It's all disgusting, right? Because it's a world of disorder, right? So we're coming, and that's why the scripture says, we seek a kingdom wherein dwelleth righteousness. Because part of that righteousness is order. Hey, what did Yahushua say? It's like, look, man, you 12 are going to be sitting on thrones, right? And in that there is an order. Okay, you've got King David / Peter, right? That is going to be the king of basically the hierarchy, right? Outside Yahushua, he's going to be the top man. Okay, but once again, people have an issue with that.
Yep. Exactly.
These times, man, I'm just happy to be an Israelite.
That's it.
When the Lord first allowed me to understand this truth, I was like, oh shit, maybe I'm a Hamite in that.
Yeah, I remember that's the question us two always used to ask each other.
Yeah, maybe I'm a Hamite.
Bro, look at me, like you think I'm a Hamite. I remember that's when we was first learning. Guess what? That's why we have to grow.
Exactly. Some people go from I'm a XYZ to now I'm King David.
Yeah, some Jake go from oh man, I might even an Israelite to that King David now.
That's crazy. Let all things be done decently and in order.
But let's get the hour of temptation. Get the last couple of verses. It's really the point we've made. It's just like it was kind of inspired by that speech like the father of Maccabees gave to his sons, like, and it's a very it's basically a timeless. Well, obviously the Bible is timeless itself, but it's a very timeless kind of like exhortation that applies now. Like it's like, look, like now's the time where pride and rebuke has gotten its strength, and it's like now it's about to be crazy. But basically, stay fervent, just keep pushing, and just think of all of the great men that we read about who came before us that stayed faithful in their time of persecutions, and the Lord brought them through, man, like on the other side.
Yep. It says Jeremiah 30:7, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Yep.
And like, and who's that he? That he is those that are elect. Get Revelation 3.
Yep. Revelation 3:10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, Salakia, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
And what's that hour of temptation? That's when we all are faced with that mark of the beast, which is the RFID implantable chip, man. Right? Because it's been already, we can clearly see it's been painted to be seen as a form of salvation.
As scriptures refer to like the miracles it is certainly one thing that they go and try and make it seem like some kind of great miracle.
But if you think about it, bro, they've already brought out so many ways of how it can be used as a miracle.
Yeah, 100%.
They're even talking about the radiation in RFID chips can kill cancer cells.
Oh wow!
They
spun it.
Yeah, that's how they spun it. Yeah, they spun it. Like they said, the radiation. They actually got like a research paper in that saying the radiation in the RFID chip, the radiation field that pings out like from people can kill cancer cells.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? Which shows you was the devil.
Yeah.
Because there's research papers on it causing cancer, and now the papers on it saying it can kill cancer.
Yeah, and one of the things when it comes to this matter, and that's what Scripture says, what science falsely so called.
Yep.
Right, because when you look, it's deadly in
the demons, man.
But yeah, when you look into like science and stuff like that, if you don't speak if you don't toe the line, effectively you get your funding revoked, right? You get ostracized, you get shut down, all of the above. So they will try and make it seem like, oh, this has been peer reviewed, by people who you said you must agree.
Exactly.
If you don't, we go, and the CV was proof of that.
Yep.
The CV proved that they all say what they're told to say.
Yep, exactly. You have more on that?
Yeah, so it says, so I'm read again. But because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from out of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Yep.
And of course, we're hoping to be protected from that, right? We can grab that as well.
Yeah.
Order, right? We're hoping to be protected from that. We're hoping that we're of the elect, right? Because ultimately, the elect will be protected from it. We understand it. We're just hoping we're of the elect.
Yeah, and if you go into that word "keep," in that verse, to keep, it's like to guard, man. Which the angels of the Lord encampeth about, man.
That's right.
Like, hey, man, the angels are always around us, man.
Was it Psalms 32 or 34?
Yeah.
The angel of the Lord encampeth around.
And even the stories, like, remember when that dude was sent to go and take money from the temple, and an angel appeared and beat his ass.
Heliodorus.
Yeah, he got the scripture says he blackness came upon him, meaning he got knocked the fuck out. You know what I mean? He got knocked out, man. The scripture says they scourged him continually. They beat his ass, and he got it to get put in a stretcher. But they disappeared, man. For real, man. Like you might be in a cell and they're trying to force you, and then the angels appear and beat the shit out of them, man. That's right. Yeah, bro.
So Revelation 2:10 says, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and you shall have tribulation 10 days."
Yeah.
Right. It says, "But be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life."
Yeah, and it says, "Be thou faithful unto the death." But remember, faith is a gift. So it's like the only way we can really stay in this and endure to the end is if the Lord gives us the gift of the faith to stand firm and not bow, man. Which is our hope,
And the scripture says as well, those that die bow to the Lord.
Exactly.
So it's just like, what is death? What is this? It's all unto the Lord anyway, if we be of the elect.
Yeah, because those that die, we're gonna rise first.
Yeah. And then you got Wisdom, the 3rd chapter.
Yeah.
Going into the sight of the unwise,
they seem to die,
but
their hope is full of immortality.
Yeah, there was one album, so my friends never die. I was always tired. But I said, ultimately, there is no such thing as death. Right? That's what did Yahweh Shai say? He says, she's sleeping.
She sleep. All right, man. So hey, man, that was just a quick kind of open for it, man. We hope and pray that was an edifying video. Was you able to read that brother scripture?
That's what I just read, yeah. Revelation 2:10.
Alright, bro. Alright, man. So with that, we're gonna say what praises be to
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Makar Kodash.
The bonus person that was written. Next time we're gonna say Shalom.